Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a really fun Christmas tree in my Christmas tree design series. And this is going to be something that's going to be a little bit outer worldly. So it's definitely something that is not your typical Christmas tree, but I'm going to show you several variations of this style of Christmas tree that could fit and be fitting in multiple homes, multiple taste preferences, and definitely be something very interesting for you to try this Christmas season. And the best part is you can consider me your personal shopping assistant because I have put all the links of all these items in the description below so that you can shop from Amazon from your home today. It's gonna be a lot of fun today, guys, so let's get started. In my 16 Christmas tree design series, this is Christmas tree number 4, and this is called the Galactic Christmas. This is such a fun Christmas tree because it can really speak to so many different taste preferences and homes. It kind of reminds me of this beautiful black style Christmas tree that could be seen in a home in Sedona, to a home with multiple planetary elements that could be seen in a really cool modern style home, to a one that maybe has some rocket ships and some little bit more star components to it in a children's room who might be really interested in NASA or astronauts. It could also be something that could lean towards the hobby and enthusiasts. So for example, Star Wars Christmas trees with all of the really interesting components of Star Wars with the lightsabers and the droids. So there's so many components to this, could make this really interesting and really touch a lot of people's lives in a different way. And so I've kind of put all of these galactic style trees under one umbrella, and we have now our galactic series today. I'm going to take you through a couple of different options on how you can get these looks, and that's going to really give you a fun new outlook on this not so traditional Christmas tree. So first up, how are we going to create this type of design? So definitely my first two options in Christmas tree, I have found a really interesting pop-up black Christmas tree that has these little silver orbs on them that might be a really fun option for somewhat more of a temporary design of a Christmas tree. And so this could be a base for something that maybe you want a smaller tree in a children's room or something like that. This would be a really great option for you. The black slim Christmas tree I think is another excellent option, especially if you try some of the design elements that I'll talk about later in this video, such as adding gold hoops to the design. This Christmas tree is going to really lend itself quite well to that shape and that style. I particularly like this black Vickerman Christmas tree. Vickerman always has such a beautiful shape in their Christmas trees. The shape of the tree is just really quite stunning, very modern looking, and something that I think especially I would be interested in if I was going to be purchasing a black Christmas tree. Because remember, if you've looked at my design series, there's been multiple Christmas tree designs where I've decided to use a black base for, so you can certainly use this as a very versatile colored Christmas tree. Another Christmas tree color that I thought would be really interesting for some of these looks are the navy blue Christmas tree, especially in the children's space theme rooms or even the Star Wars themes. And then something that I wanted to go even more outside the box with. What about an upside down Christmas tree? Now, I'm not normally into the upside down Christmas tree, but when it comes to a space theme, imagine an upside down Christmas tree that you have almost as on a pedestal, as close to the ceiling as you can, and dangling from this Christmas tree, the base, you have stars dangling from that, you have planets dangling from that, as well as things tucked into the Christmas tree. It's going to absolutely give you a very interesting look, something that's going to give you a little bit more dynamic texture and just unusual enough to fit this type of Christmas tree style. So I did include an upside down Christmas tree in this theme as well, and this is certainly not a Christmas tree you've seen me include before, so that's pretty fun. With regards to ribbon, I did find a very beautiful navy blue ribbon with the stars, and they have the gold stars on there, and it's a velvet ribbon, nice thick beautiful ribbon. If I was doing a little boy's room, I would be putting this in there. It'd be so very pretty. I also found this gold star ribbon that I think would be pretty to even layer with some of these thicker ribbons, so putting the two together and placing them in the Christmas tree that way. I found a very nice black deco mesh that has gold stars on it as well. Again, something that would be quite beautiful on a black Christmas tree. I did find a black with these silver dots that mimic that galaxy look in the night sky, which is also quite nice. I found a little ribbon that has blue with stars on it that might be pretty if you wanted to tie just some little dainty bows to put on the Christmas tree, because this one does not have a wire in it, so it's not as good for a wire type of ribbon application. And look at this Star Wars ribbon. If you're going to do a Star Wars Christmas tree, I guess you better get some Star Wars ribbon. So this is a really fun option that I found, and it's so exciting when you can find these things to fit the different style themes and really, fit every preference and need. When I'm moving into the garland, speaking of Star Wars, I did find a really cute Star Wars garland for the Christmas tree, because they have so many of these lighted features that really make the Christmas tree fun, with the fighter jets that light up, or these little lightsabers on a string that light up. Maybe some stormtroopers. Oh my goodness, especially the lightsabers I think would be adorable in throughout that Christmas tree. If it were me, I would hang those little fighter jets kind of from dangling a little bit from, especially if I had an upside down Christmas tree, I'd be dangling them from that. They would be so cute. You could even dangle some from above on the ceiling a little bit as if they were flying around your Christmas tree. So certainly a lot of really cute options for that. I had mentioned to you that I had an idea for you, especially with that slim black Christmas tree. I would really like to add gold rings to a Christmas tree, and so this is something I'm going to be attempting for my children. My children are really into space and NASA and all those things, and so I wanted to add these gold rings around the Christmas tree in kind of a tilted pattern, and I think it's going to be stunning. Just kind of reminding you of the rings of a planet, for example, and just the texture that that's going to bring to the Christmas tree, I think is going to be fabulous. And the other thing I wanted to point out was this gold stars. They have them actually in somewhat of a paper design, but I think that these would be beautiful in the Christmas tree, but also for setting the scene around the Christmas tree. I would be partial to hanging these on the wall behind the Christmas tree, or even dangling them from the roof, so putting them around the top of the Christmas tree so that they kind of cascade down onto your tree from the ceiling. I think it would be a stunning way to feature this type of garland. Now, the ornaments on this Christmas tree are especially fun. I really love these gold starburst pattern ornaments. They come in a smaller 8-inch and also a larger 14-inch, so they're quite large and quite impactful, and would be really beautiful on some of those black style Christmas trees that I had featured in the beginning of the video. I love these planet type ornaments, and so there's so many on, especially from Hallmark, that are so nice, these little planets, and I would mix those together with some larger planet features. And I actually did that in my mind using some space mobile kits. And so you know, that's how you're going to get those larger size ornaments that look like they are planets. Alternatively, if you guys are into DIY, getting just some extra large plain ornaments and painting the planets on them is going to be a really nice way to make a beautiful ornament for your Christmas tree. You guys know I love DIY, so you're going to be seeing me do that as well coming up in this year or next year when I get that video put together, because I am going to be doing one of these space themed Christmas trees for my children. So I will be showing you how to paint those ornaments so that they look like giant planets. And so one of the techniques, it would be using acrylic paints pours for that. So just a little sneak peek on that. There are more ships and UFOs that are just so fun. I mean, especially like if you are into NASA, there's a lot of beautiful spaceships. There are the nice astronauts. I had to include a Mickey space a unit there. And then of course, if you are into Star Trek, there's a couple of cool space ships there. And then, you know, I'm partial to Star Wars actually, and these storytellers, they are so cool. So they actually talk to each other and tell stories, and so I think these are a really cool ornament that I you know, just throwing it out there, I'm thinking we're gonna have to do a Star Wars kind of vibe on this Christmas tree that I'm doing for my children. There's definitely some really nice droids and things like that for the Star Wars themes as well. And if you guys want to just go with plain ornaments on the Christmas tree, I definitely would recommend going in the larger scale. So I've got these extra large black ones, extra large blue, extra large gold, and that's going to definitely just depend a little bit on the base of the Christmas tree that you went with. If you went for the navy blue, stick to the navy blue ornaments. If you're going with the black, go for the black ornaments. Even the gold would be quite beautiful. To top off a Christmas tree like this, okay, so I found the coolest Death Star topper for a Star Wars Christmas tree. It lights up, it sings, it was pretty cool, I have to say. But there's also, I found for Star Wars enthusiasts, a Darth Vader topper, which I also thought was pretty cute, but for me, I would definitely go with the Death Star. And for just the beautiful classic space Christmas trees that are not Star Wars themed, I did find some really beautiful gold tree toppers that look like starbursts. So these gold stars, these are going to be the ones that are really going to shine on these Christmas trees, because it fits perfectly towards the theme, and you're not going to get much better of a Christmas tree to put a gold star on top. With regards to toppers on this Christmas tree, you might also want to consider using some of those planetary ornaments or that mobile hanging from the ceiling around the top of that Christmas tree. That's going to really create a stunning look as well. You would vary the height of those ornaments. I would just take some clear line and push those into the ceiling with a little thumbtack and just, you know, very temporary, but man oh days, the impact would be quite gorgeous, very beautiful. And when you cascade that down and around that Christmas tree, maybe even with some of that garland, wow, that would really be a showstopper. For the skirts on this Christmas tree, if you wanted to do something very classic and elegant, either going in with a navy blue with sequins on them or the black with sequins on them, that's going to give you just the look of space and keeping it very simple and elegant. There are a couple that I thought were really cool for especially children's themes. There was one with a moon and one with a rocket, one with an astronaut, all very cool, very fitting, especially for the young ones. And then of course I would recommend for a couple of the Star Wars themed options to consider these Star Wars toys that you can actually put in the Christmas tree and around the Christmas tree as decorating pieces. So you don't necessarily have to use ornaments. You can use large items such as toys, especially in the Star Wars theme, that are going to really accent the Christmas tree quite nicely. You can put those around the skirt, around the bottom, and even put them in throughout the Christmas tree. So if you want to add some droids or whatever to your Christmas tree, that's going to make it look really cool. You know, so just make sure you're thinking outside the box, and with adding things to your tree, that you don't limit it to ornaments, because ornaments have a tendency to be quite small. And the thing that makes this tree look so impactful is the scale. So when you use large scale items, so that's why I would encourage you to just think outside the box on how you can get something large on your Christmas tree. And usually a toy is a good way to go. You know, it's even in the one that's not Star Wars themed, the mobile is a great way to get those large scale ornaments, or again painting them to get that large scale. So it's going to be really cool to see what you guys come up with when you want to create on your own space theme. I'd love to see you share it with me. Again, I'm going to be doing a DIY for this one as well in my own home. I'm very excited to give it a try. I'm curious what you think of this style of Christmas tree. I know there's a couple different options within this one, but because it's such an interesting Christmas tree, I think that it could be something for many people in many different taste palettes. So let me know in the comments below which was your favorite, and I really can't wait to hear all of your comments. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.